Okay guys, before we jump into it, I just wanted to make a note that this video is taken from the channel It's Recording Time Media by Steven Alvarez. And if you want to go over and see the raw video without my commentary over it, you can jump over to his channel at any time and you can catch it. Maybe I'll even link it in the description. Okay, let's jump into the video. Hey guys, what's up? It's Kenny G here, coming at you with a little opinion piece, really. It's just my thoughts on a video I just watched a few minutes ago. Specifically, it's Sean Schemmel commenting on Team 4-Star and saying basically how what they do isn't fair use. But I'm not gonna put any words in his mouth. Let's watch the video, and I'll just throw my comments in. I'm not a lawyer. He says that too. So I mean, both of our comments should be taken with a grain of salt. But let me just play it for you, and you can be the judge, basically.
Are you familiar with the Dragon Ball Z abridged by Team 4-Star? Oh, sorry.
Do you have another question? Let me be really frank. The reason I answer questions like that is because Toei does not support that, and Toei and Funimation doesn't, and it's not really very legal. And so, as a guy who voices the main character on the show, it's very hard for me to get behind that, especially if a company is making a product and then they call you up and say, "Hey, please stop doing that," and then you keep doing it. I'm not lecturing you. I'm telling you my.
Okay, let's just pause right there. It's kind of like a run-on sentence, but basically, he's saying that it's not legal. And when what Team 4-Star does is 100% legal. It's a parody. In fact, maybe if you've ever watched what Team 4-Star does with Dragon Ball, or specifically the Dragon Ball Z series, you would be familiar with their intro clip. I mean, let's just show it.
The following is a fan-based parody. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super are all owned by Funimation, Toei Animation, Shueisha, and Akira Toriyama. Please support the official release.
Okay, so basically what Team 4-Star does is a parody. I mean, it says it right there in their intro, and if you've ever actually watched their content, you know that one, it's a parody, two, they don't run ads on their content, and three, they on top of it being a parody where they've redubbed every single character, they even have remixed music usually. I don't know if that's true all the time, but usually it's like they've had their own music that's similar to the original but changed up a little bit. And then what else? There's one more thing I wanted to say, but I'm drawing a blank right now. I should have wrote it down. Oh yeah, and the last thing is they modify the episodes. Sometimes they add new animation, sometimes they definitely change the mouth flaps to line up with what the characters are saying. So there's a lot of work that goes into this stuff, and it's a parody. It's a complete parody, which falls under fair use, and it is legal despite what Sean Schemmel may think. Remember, this is his opinion. He's not a lawyer. Again, I'm not a lawyer either, but I mean, you're welcome to look up fair use, and you will see that what they're doing falls under fair use. They're not charging for the content. They don't run ads on the content. They do have like a Patreon and stuff like that, and you can support them in that way, in that manner, but that is not the same as charging for the content directly. It's like, it's sort of, you could argue that it's sort of indirectly charging for the content, but they're not charging. Patreon is a donation, right? And so it's different. And then, yeah, they probably sell t-shirts and stuff like that at conventions or fan meet and greets, but again, that does not count as copyright infringement. So Sean Schemmel here is just straight up wrong. Anyways, let's continue the video.
You're not in trouble. You're not. When people do that and they don't understand how I feel about it, it's not even just my opinion. It's more like, guys, when the company says, "Hey, stop doing that," you need to do that. It doesn't. You're not entitled because you're American or because it's free reuse or because it's fair use, because it's not legally fair use in my opinion. So,
again, it is fair use. He just doesn't understand what fair use is. He needs to do some research. You know what? Like, I could go on this whole other rant about Funimation. Funimation's kind of a scuzzy company. I mean, they go to all the conventions all over North America. And I remember sitting in a panel with some Funimation voice actors and them harping on the fact that it was our fault, the fans. I wish I recorded it, but it was our fault, the fans' fault, that dubbing as a thing was going to die because we were downloading anime or watching it online and not buying Funimation's DVDs. Here we are like 7-8 years later, and they're still releasing Blu-rays and such with dubs on it. So whatever, let's continue.
I'm not a lawyer, but I studied the crap out of it to figure out if it was. Other than that, yeah, they're talented and funny. I take issue with taking someone's animation and purposing it for your own business model, especially when I have to represent the brand officially as the lead character on the show. So
again, their business model is the selling of merchandise and the donations of patrons. It's not selling Dragon Ball directly, right? This is where Sean and Funimation get confused because, yes, they hold the license to actually sell Dragon Ball in a store. Dragon Ball Bridge is not in a store selling their DVDs. They're not selling their episodes. Excuse me. They're not selling their episodes. They're not making profit from it through YouTube. If they're making money, it's through t-shirts and, like I said, stuff mentioned before.
it puts me in a very difficult position as an actor. Although if I were done being Goku and if I were done being I could definitely probably enjoy it. You know, I could. But it's also I'm very attached to the character, so it's not like something I like to pass around and have fun with. I take it very seriously. So for me, it looks like, while it's funny and entertaining, it looks like someone is taking something I love and care about and mocking it and abusing it and also pissing off the company that makes it. So I'm like, okay, I'm a little frustrated.
Okay, so he's upset that someone is doing a parody of Dragon Ball and of Goku. Surely Sean, at some point in the past, has seen a parody of something else, whether it's a cartoon, a TV show, you know, Saturday Night Live. They love to parody stuff. Like all sorts of parodies, he's watched them and laughed at them. But because he plays Goku, he can't detach his emotions from, I guess, his just enjoying the fact that it's a parody. Instead, he's kind of resentful, which is what he's saying here.
I just want to play Goku and not, you know, and do the, you know what I mean? So it's a complicated issue that I wish our government and I wish Funimation, Toei, and the people who have the power would do something about it. Or the people who are doing it would respect the wishes of a company who's making a show. But that's my opinion.
So last comment is he's saying that he wishes the government would step in and that Toei or the government would step in and do something about Team 4-Star. Sorry, Sean, the government is not going to change all the laws just for Funimation. Deal with it. Change your business model. Funimation already holds all their dubs hostage on their own thing. They need to make it more open and easy to access, and people will gladly pay to watch things at a reasonable price. Make an app. Maybe it already exists. I don't even know, actually. I shouldn't comment. Let's see real quick. Let's just look up real quick. PS4 Funimation app. Does it exist? Okay, maybe there is. Maybe there is a Funimation app on the PS4, which is great. You know, make your content accessible at a reasonable price. I don't know the pricing structure, and people will pay. People will gladly pay if you make good content at a good price. And again, this is what Funimation is doing. They're charging for their content. They're not doing a fan-based parody. There is a huge difference. And that's why what Team 4-Star does falls under fair use. There's one last thing, guys, that I would like to share with you, and it sort of illustrates Sean's convenient understanding of fair use. Because when it works for him or Funimation, he's okay with it. When it doesn't work for him, then he's opposed to it. Right? So here's a clip from the movie Step Brothers. and then I'll follow it immediately up with the parody that he himself, along with the voice of Vegeta, Chris Sabat, who I think is supportive of Team 4-Star, if I'm not mistaken, are featured in. So let's play the clips.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. Don't even think about it. Just name it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. Don't even think about it, just name it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Velociraptor.
What?
Did we just become best friends?
Yep!
Okay, so I just decided to throw that in here at the end. I mean, it's not completely relevant, but it sort of just hammers home the point that Sean Schemmel has a very convenient understanding of what fair use is and copyright and what copyright infringement is, because he is parodying something and it's okay, but when someone else parodies something, it's bad. So it's a very double standard type thing, right? I mean, obviously he parodied it and he's not charging for it, so it's okay. Just like these guys are parodying Dragon Ball and they're not charging for it, so it's okay. So very convenient understanding of fair use, Sean. Anyways, if you have any opinions on what I've said here or on what Sean said, please leave them in the comments and I will try to respond to them best I can. Again, this is just my personal opinion. Mine, Ken. That's just my personal opinion on the issue. So take it with a grain of salt. Like I said before, I'm not a lawyer. He's not a lawyer either. But I think with a little Googling, you can at least get a basic understanding of what fair use is. Anyways, have a good day and catch you in the next video.